Hey everyone, and welcome to my first video about my cars. This is my car stories episode 1, but I really open for suggestion about the name because it's now just experiment. I hope you like it, but please, if you think that you have better name for this series, comment down below. Before we're gonna start, sponsor of this video is me, of course me, and my second channel about POV walking, POV driving, scenery of Japan and in Japan. So if you like those type of videos, please go in the description down below and see the first link. Second, this video gonna be a little long in my opinion, so if you're interested in particular part about how you can buy cars in Japan, where I've bought my car in Japan, or price breakdown, check out the timestamps in the description. And also this video is separated by parts, so you can easily jump on the part that you are interested in. So what we're gonna talk today about? Today we're gonna talk about how I've bought my first car in Japan. It's not only first car in Japan, it's first car period. But because I'm living in Japan now, it's my first car in Japan. So, first of all, what is the car? What car we are talking about? So this is Audi A6 2014 model year. It's 2.8 liters FSI, if I'm not mistaken, Quattro, and it's Avant. Avant is station wagon. Yes, I've bought it from the auction. So usually in Japan you have several ways to buy new or used car. The easiest way and the most expensive way is usually to go to the dealer, because you have secondhand, so used car dealers that sells only used cars, but a lot of different manufacturers, for example Nissan, Subaru, Mitsubishi, all in one. Or you can go to official big dealer, for example Lexus or Toyota, and you can buy used Toyota, used Lexus from particular dealer. The other option is to buy it from the private seller, for example on a Mercury. It's very similar to eBay or Facebook Marketplace. And the last option is auctions. I think you've all heard about auctions in Japan. There are a lot of them, and a lot of people export cars from Japan to US, to Europe, to any other countries, because JDM, Japanese domestic market cars, are very, very popular everywhere. How I've bought my car? I bought it through the auction. To buy it through the auction, so this is the section about how to buy the car from the auction. Usually you have to have the person who has access to the auction, because not everyone can go on the auction and bid for the cars, unfortunately, right? You can't go on a website and do it. Usually you need some kind of middleman that have access to these auctions. There are a lot of auctions in Japan. I think almost every big city have the auction, and this is the situation with me too. I was lucky enough to buy a car from the auction in my city, so I didn't pay big price for the delivery. Actually, I didn't pay anything for delivery, so that's a good point. Yeah, but usually you find this man, you contact him, you negotiate about what you want to sell, what you want to buy, what car, what your budget, and so on. And then you work together. But usually Japanese, it's a little Japanese way. I don't know, you need to experience it to understand. But usually they are very, very rigid. It's very difficult to push them even if you know better, right? So yeah, this is how you buy the car from auction. So you find the man and then he helps you. So what is the process? The process is you find the car by yourself if you have There are plenty of websites that can help you find like car like auctions and checking them out. I think some of them are restricted and you can't see like a lot of information there, but a lot of auction websites are open, so it's easy to check out the cars. Or you can find any kind of like aggregator, the websites that collects data from a lot of different auctions, and you can check out like a lot of different auctions in one website. So then he finds the car, or you send him a link like, oh, I like this car from this auction, like this lot number. And if you're lucky enough and your price is adequate and good for the seller, you're gonna have the car. Then you need to pay the price, you need to pay all fees, auction fees, there are a lot of them. Then register the car, pay for the car, like for the insurance, for everything. And then the car gonna be delivered to you with the license plate, right? Break down the price for my car, right? I think it's very important for you to understand that the price that you're gonna see, even if you can't see the final price on auction, you need to understand this is not the final price. This is the final price they're gonna pay in auction. But then you need to pay more. So let's break down this price. So the paper that I'm looking at now, like order paper from the person that I worked with. Unfortunately, I was not lucky enough to have a good person to work with. I was introduced to that person, to this person, and I can say it was not the greatest experience of my life. Even I can say it was one of the worst experience of my life, and I still regret having business with this person, and I cut all my ties with him, like, because no, one more time, no, thank you, enough. So let's check out. So on the top section we have the model and the name of the car. For my situation it's Audi A6 Avanto, or like Avant in English. It is 2.8 FSI Quattro. Then we have the model number and the order number. Automatic transmission and color. In my situation it's Glacier White Metallic. So Glacier White Metallic. Yeah, it's like in Japanese. So I've bought it with 86,000 kilometers in odometer. It was something like this in miles. Sorry, not very good in freedom units. Yes, so my basic price for the car after the auction, so it is the price for the auction, it is 513,000 yen and plus 700 yen. All prices will be here, like with United States dollars for your understanding, because not everybody living in Japan, right? So, okay, this is the price for the auction. So this is like final bid. You can imagine it's like final bid for the price. Oh, sorry, for the car, of course, for the car. Next we have 35,000 yen. And this is the price for registration and for the change in name from old owner to me as a new owner. So it's 35,000 yen. So the next is 21,000 for garage certificate. So what is that? Basically, this is the paper that you need to bring in order to change names, in my understanding, because I didn't do that. So the person helped me to do it. But from my understanding, this is the document that you need to show that you have a parking space for a new car. Yeah, this is like a law in Japan. You need to do it. There is some exceptions, like some cities and some cars, K cars, this like yellow plate small cars that have engine like 660 cc's. I think they are like an exemption. You can like, it's like exception. You can avoid this garage certificate, if I'm not mistaken. So 21,000 for that. Then we have, so pretty obvious, it's a tax, like vehicle tax for 1 year. In my situation, it is 51 1,370 Japanese yen. And in Japan, the tax for the vehicle calculated based on the engine size. For example, in my motherland in Russia, we calculate taxes on a horsepower. So it depends on the horsepower. In Japan, they calculate taxes based on the engine size. Next, it is 13,211 yen. This is the price that you need to pay for liability insurance. Basically, it's mandatory insurance that you should have, you must have in Japan. And without that, they will not issue like any other documents, and they will not like put you on the road because it's illegal here. You need to pay it. Next is 150,000 yen. I can't believe that I paid so much for commission to this person, because this person is the awful person. I can't say the name. I don't want to say the company because maybe in the future I will say it. But yeah, it was very bad experience, especially because it's my first car. And when you buy your first car, you don't want to have like this type of experience. Next, 5,000 yen, it is the auction fee, one of the auction fee, and 21,450,000 yen. It is, again, auction fee for successful bid. Yes, even you have auction fee for successful bid. So all these together, like all these fees, taxes, and so on, goes to 297,031 yen. So pretty hefty price, right? But if we remove this person's fee, because sometimes you can find people that work for much less, it will be only like 147,000. So not so bad. Still under the market. Next is 3,780 and 2,900 yen for, again, it's like a tax on a garage fee and registration process. And next is 17,430 yen for recycle fee, because you need to pay for recycle fee in Japan. Yeah, so grand total is 834,841 yen. Yeah, this is the final price for my car. But then you need to do a service, right? Because you don't know like how was the car treated, because you can't check about the quality or like the condition of the car before buying, unfortunately. By the way, my car was like this. This is the auction list. It was 4.5 rating. B, it's pretty high, but still. So what we're gonna talk about bad side of the auction a little later. Next part that's very important is maintenance. So when you bought a car, you need to do a maintenance because you don't know what previous owner did with this car. So in my situation, it was oil change, engine filter change. Let me check. Coolant check, like gasket. No, coolant change, gasket change, wipers change, and battery charge. And also I paid 10,000 yen for, in Japan it's called Kibo number. It means desired number, because in Japan you can choose what number you want to have on your license plate. Yes, so grand total of 52,250 yen. So these were all my spending for the like initial spending for the car, like until it was delivered. So yeah, until it was delivered to me, you can see right here the grand total that I paid for this car. And next point that I want to talk about is why auctions are not the best place to buy a car. So if you can't go to the auction and can't check the car for yourself, you need to either have like amazing expert in this field that can like identify the problem car, knows the problems of the cars, and so on. Because I was reassured that this person knows about like VAG group, like Volkswagen, Audi, Skoda, Porsche, that knows a lot. Unfortunately, on my experience, when I talk to him, I understand that he is like zero. He's like really zero. He doesn't know anything. That's why I've got problem with my cars, or with my car. So, problem with the auction. You can't check. First of all, you can't check the car. And usually you can see that, for example, this is my auction list. Let's look at my auction list. You can see 4.5 points. So it's pretty high because the maximum is 5 usually. And the maximum is S condition, but it is S, A, B, C, D, and R. R is like repaired. So my car had 4.5 BB. Why we have 2B, BB, it means interior and exterior. In this grade, they don't check the condition, technical condition of the car. So this is the problem. They don't care. They really don't care. They check very quickly, very briefly, if you have like any kind of engine failure, check engine, error codes, and so on. But otherwise, they don't check it. Yeah. If the car has like obvious flaws, like oil leak or like strange noise, yeah, they will write it. But if it's like some issue that like maybe with belt or like with clutch, no. So it's your problem. So in my opinion, auctions are pure lottery. Just pure lottery. It's like pure luck. If you're lucky enough, yeah. If you're not lucky enough, you understand. Of course, a lot of people have good experience with auction because they buy Japanese cars. And Japanese cars tend to be reliable, right? Toyotas, Lexus, Hondas, everything. Yeah, but in my experience, unfortunately, auctions are for people with a very good luck, and I'm not this kind of person. I don't have a good luck. So right now I have several problems with my car and even considering selling the car. I've had it for like 4 months, almost 4 months, May, June, July, August, and now September. And I'm already considering selling it. Yes. So I have problem with S-Tronic, DSG. I had problem with tires, so I already changed tires. I have problem with engine. I had problem with AC. Right now, I think I have problem with engine mount and transmission mount, and so on. And of course, I will talk about it later in the second part about like problems with my car. So it's episode 2, but now it's only a video about how I bought my car. So in the end, auctions are not the best place to buy your car. If you're feeling lucky and if you're avoiding like sketchy cars, high mileage, and so on. So if you buy a low mileage Japanese car, I think auctions are pretty okay. But if you're buying a little bit high mileage, non-Japanese car, I think auctions are not the best things for you. It's better to go in person in some dealership or like to the like person, like P2P, person to person. So you could check the car by yourself with your diagnostic tools like OBD11 or something like that. Thank you for watching me. This was my first video in this series of my cars stories. I hope you like it. Please feel free to tell me in the comments like what you think about it. If you have any questions about auctions, about buying car in Japan, about some taxes, insurance, and so on in Japan, please leave a comment down below and I will answer the question as soon as I can. Don't forget to subscribe, press a like, and leave a comment. Bye.